What's up, guys? It's Gorilla Vinny. Thanks for coming through to another virtual workout. We'll do it like we always do. We'll start with a warm-up, go through 9 rounds, 3 minutes apiece, 1 minute of rest in between, and then we'll end with a cool down and a stretch. As always, safety is number one priority, so please, throughout the workout, go at your own pace, take breaks when you need to, stay hydrated, drink water, and modify exercises when and where necessary. I might ask you to do something that, for one reason or another, whether it's an injury or inflexibility, whatever it may be, you may need to modify the movement. So please do so to the best of your ability. But as much as you can, stick to what I do. And the more you're able to over time, the better you get at these movements. So let's do our best. We came to work out. We came to learn. Let's make it happen.
All right, let's begin with jumping jacks. Remember to meet your hands at the top, your feet at the bottom, and stay light on your feet throughout. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and try to stay as steady as possible. You have 8 seconds to go. Stay relaxed and just get that blood flowing. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Now we'll be going into high knees. Try to get your knees up to your waist. Here we go. Knees up to your waist. Stay light on your toes. Try to keep the heels off the ground. And you could pump your arms the way I'm doing as well. Your goal is to stay relaxed. Warm up that stomach. Warm up those legs. Warm up those calves and ankles as well. Staying loose the whole time. From here, we're going to go into squats. Keep your feet slightly wider than your shoulders, and then start going down. Bring that butt to about as low as your knees if you can. Just sit back like you're sitting in a chair. Keep your feet flat, and try not to let your knees go past your toes. Deep breaths in and out. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you come out. And time. Good. From here, we'll be going down to the floor. Push-up position, shoulders over your wrists, and mountain climbers. Run those knees to your chest. Try to keep your body weight forward so that your lower body is relaxed and light, and then you can use your stomach muscles to drive your knees up towards your chest. Three, 2, 1, and time. From here, we'll go into push-ups. Keep those wrists wider than your shoulders, and down and up. Here we go. Chest down, as close as you can to the ground. Make sure your eyes are past your fingertips. Try to keep your back straight, your legs straight, and extend those arms all the way up as you come up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Elbows down onto the ground. We'll go into plank position now, and then we'll start rotating the hips left to right. As you do this, try to keep your elbows evenly pressed into the ground and loosen up those hip muscles while you stretch out those obliques. Side to side, working the stomach, working the core. For another 3, 2, 1, and time. On your back, we'll finish with bicycle crunches. Try to meet your knee to your opposite elbow. Twisting your shoulders, bicycling your legs. Last 10 seconds. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Very good. Let's get back to our feet. Let's get into shadow boxing. So as we shadow box, our main objective should be to stay loose and relaxed and kind of warm up our body and our brain for the type of movements we're about to do. We don't have to go too crazy. We don't have to do anything too advanced. We can keep it simple and stick with the fundamentals, but you should be throwing jabs and crosses, hooks, uppercuts, and a mixture of the different types of combinations and strikes you might want to throw throughout your workout. Again, we've done more standard, regular movements, more generic movements like squats and push-ups, things that the body hopefully doesn't have to think too much about. And now we're starting to increase our range of motion and be more specific about how we're moving around and, again, prepping the body for what's going to go down for the next 30 or so minutes. So stay light on your feet. Try to have good form, good technique. Maintain your breathing. You got 5 more seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, and time.
All right, let's jump right into it. As always, we'll do those 9 rounds, 3 minutes apiece, 1 minute of rest in between. Make sure you have enough room to move around. And let's get started. All right, so first combination for this first round, let's throw a jab body shot into a hook. We're going to roll back, cross, hook, round kick. All right, so jab, body shot comes to the ribs, bring it back, hook to the face. I'm going to roll back, cross, hook, roundhouse with that back leg. Let's move it around, see what we can do. All right, here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Okay, so we're going jab, body shot, rear hook. I'm going to roll back, cross, hook, low round kick. Okay, move it around. Yeah, jab, body shot, rear hook. I roll, cross, hook to the face, round kick. Notice when I'm throwing that round kick, I'm not picking my heel up off the ground because I'm just shadow boxing. Sometimes you have to be careful about your knees, but if you're hitting this on a bag, you really want to do, get on the ball of your foot, pick your heel up a little bit, land that round kick. Notice I'm also swinging that arm about shoulder level because I'm trying to use it not only as a counterbalance and a way to kind of drive my hip through the kick, but also as an obstacle, right? Maybe they punch while I'm throwing that kick. Bang, this helps me protect myself. And if they throw a punch, I can kind of swat away their hand, right? Swat away their punch. So from here, elbows in, chin down, knuckles up, jab, body shot, hook. I roll, cross, hook, boom, round kick. All right. Boom. Maybe I'll throw some jabs in between just to kind of set it up. Jab, body shot, hook, roll, cross, hook, boom, round kick. And again, because we are shadow boxing, it does change a little bit of the technique or a little bit of how I throw some of these strikes, but it doesn't mean that I can't adjust that depending on the fight. So you'll notice when I throw these round kicks, it's a little bit up. My focus really is to just get my hip across and get in the movement, get in the flow of the movement. But if I'm throwing that leg kick, I really do want to kind of angle down. I want to angle so that the sharp part of my tibia comes down on the top of their thigh and doesn't go fully perpendicular. Let's say they check the kick. I don't want to go shin to shin like this, right? I want to hopefully get above it a little bit and come down on the leg, come down on just above the knee, right? If they're a good blocker, you might have to be careful about throwing some of those round kicks, especially down to the legs. But again, the idea is to, for now, just get in the flow of the combination, know how to move. And then when we practice, either in sparring with a partner or on a bag, we can be maybe a little bit more religious about, a little more strict about how we throw those kicks. If you want, though, feel free to come down, bang, and aim those round kicks down, downward. At any time we do round kicks, anytime we do leg kicks, particularly, as well in this combination. Okay, just to clear that up for anybody that's a little bit more intermediate or advanced and watching this, that you might know, say, hey, he's not angling his kicks down, even though he's throwing a leg kick. This is meant to be more for the flow and a little bit of the conditioning and the movement of the combination. So we got 30 seconds left. I'll throw it a few more times. Hopefully you've been moving the entire time as we did this. Jab, body, hook, roll, cross hook, bang. And then there's that downward leg kick. All right. Bang, bang, boom. So jab, body, hook, roll, cross, hook, round kick. Move. 10 seconds to go. And time. All right, great work. So now that we have that set as a base, did a lot of chatting about the specifics about how to throw that leg kick. Just keep it in mind anytime we go down to the leg or kick towards the leg when we're throwing some of these other combinations. All right, so next combination, let's start with that front hand again. Let's throw a jab and then to a lead uppercut, right? Jab, lead uppercut. Let's throw that rear hook. We're going to keep rolling. I want to keep you comfortable rolling to that back arm. We'll do it a second time, right? So jab, uppercut, hook. I'm going to roll back, cross, switch knee right down the middle. All right, so again, we're going to go jab, lead uppercut, try to pop them right down the middle. Bring the hands up, have them bring the hands up, throw the jab, have them bring the hands up, pop that uppercut right to their chin. Hopefully they get a little bit in front of their face and open the side, right? So jab, uppercut, throw that rear hook. I'm going to roll back, cross. I'm going to step in with another cross, kind of pushing back. And here, boom, throw that to a lead knee, okay? Let's try it out. Round number 2. So jab, uppercut, hook, I roll, cross, switch knee, all right? Now you'll see sometimes when we throw the knee, just go in a little bit more detail, sometimes we throw it here, nice and long. We keep one hand up to protect ourselves. We drive that knee, we drive that hand to kind of pop the hips. But this is almost kind of a proxy that I'm putting my hand on top of you. So you'll see sometimes, bang, my hand will go right on an opponent, bang, as I'm holding them in place when I go to throw that knee. So you can do that, or when you throw your hands forward to keep driving the knee, I like to keep my hands about shoulder height so I get the momentum of driving my knee as if I'm pulling them down, but I'm also not dropping my hands super low where I'm here, and now I can get popped in the face. So I develop a habit where I drop my hands. I want to keep the habit of keeping my hands up towards my face the whole time, all right? So from here, we're going to go jab, uppercut, hook. I'm going to roll back, cross again, switch knee. Notice I'm driving my hips forward, stand on the ball of my foot, all right? Jab, uppercut, hook, roll, cross, switch knee, right? Really drive it in there. Sometimes you'll see people kind of almost kick the ankle out a little bit to the side because the idea is that we're just trying to really spear that knee forward, bang, to the point where even maybe I have to kind of thread it in a little bit. My ankle kicks off to the side. I don't do that much myself. I feel like I can, get my knee to go forward without doing all this stuff. But if that helps you, that helps you. You might have learned differently than I did. That was the way I was taught. All right, jab, uppercut, hook, roll, cross, drive that knee. All right, again, I'll move. All right, jab, uppercut, hook, roll, cross, bang. Throw that knee. Make sure you keep those hands up. At the end, put those hands up. Put that foot back on the ground. Make sure you're always ending with your hands up, ending in a safe defensive position, and not just kind of disengaging and then getting the habit of like throwing the combination and then you're done. Always have those hands up. Make sure you stay moving. All right. So we're here. Jab, uppercut, hook, roll back, cross. Notice every time I turn my body into the cross, I'm keeping my knees bent and I'm turning. I'm not just throwing with my hand. Boom. Drive that knee. Both sides. 30 seconds. Bang. Do some fork in between. You need to catch your breath. We just need to kind of reset yourself. Keep the hands up. Try to keep your eyes forward. When you're ready, you throw that combination again. Bang. Back it up. And time. 1 minute rest. Relax. 55 seconds. Breathe. All right. Next combination. We'll do a little bit something similar in terms of throwing that knee at the end. We'll end with a big knee. So now I want you to start with the jab. We're going to step in. Throw a lot of straight elbows. Let's throw more of an uppercut elbow now, right? So jab, bang. Sometimes it's called the spear. I've heard it called different things. I was just taught uppercut, right? Because the idea is it runs the same way, right? Trajectory is the same way. So we throw the straight elbow that's straight out like this. If I have my hands up, it's meant to fit right between my hands. Like this is meant to come up, pop my chin up instead of just hit me right down the middle. So we're going to throw that jab, going to step in, bang, come up with an uppercut elbow, and then just a typical round elbow right here. From here, I want one knee to the side, one knee to the middle, okay? So from here, we're going to go jab, uppercut, round elbow. Hold on, like we're going to throw that knee, boom, to the ribs, and then boom, right towards the middle. So they might block off to the side, or they might hold you, and then from here, drag them right down the middle of the stomach, okay? So jab, uppercut, round elbow, to the side, boom, to the middle. Notice I take my leg, I bring it back, I place it on the ground, I'm in my hands up. All right, so maintain your position, try to stay there. Try not to allow yourself to fall forward. Throw that knee and then fall, disengage. Always bring that foot back, always be ready to go, okay? We're here, so I'm moving around. I throw that jab, I throw that uppercut. Notice as I do it, I keep my other hand up nice and high, right? Jab, uppercut, round. Other hand stays high. Throw that round elbow, bang, right? From here, I throw that knee to the side, come back up, knee right down the middle, okay? Notice that I keep getting close. Maybe the top of my head's cutting off. I ain't going to redo the video because I like what I've been doing so far, but I try to stay back so you guys don't get my head cut off. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as you can see from my eyes down and you know that I'm keeping my hands up eye level, then we'll call it good. We'll call it that we're doing a good job with it. All right? So jab, uppercut, round elbow. I throw that knee to the side. I throw that knee to the middle, right? This is one of those cases where maybe since you are throwing that knee to the side, if you want, you can kind of exaggerate that, that knee to the middle, right? Boom, right? Because what the idea is that I'm twisting my hips enough, not just keeping my hips square and going up with the knee, is that I'm bringing the striking knee forward a little bit. So I'm driving my hip forward. And that's why sometimes the ankle starts to do this kind of funny footloose thing, right? So it's not just this with my knees, with my hips square. I'm driving. Notice how far forward my right hip came in front of my left hip. You see it from this angle. Bang, right? And sometimes I might even exaggerate that a little bit. And as I exaggerate, bang, that knee, that ankle comes off to the side. So it's really just an artifact of driving those hips and twisting those hips as we do in everything. Twisting with the punches, twisting even with the knees, all right? Got 54 seconds left. Let's move it around. So let's see if I remember this now. Jab, uppercut, elbow, knee to the side, bang, knee to the middle, right? Sometimes it might be tough, right? I'm going to drive it here. Hopefully I have enough to bring it back, enough control. If not, I might push it down, keep my hands up, and then slide my foot back once it makes contact with the ground, right? So jab, uppercut, elbow, round knee, boom. Again, on the bag, it might be tough to practice these uppercut elbows, but you just do it slow, or you shadow box it, right? I throw that jab, I shadow box that. I throw that round elbow right here. I throw that knee to the side, give myself a little bit of room, and then bang, knee right down the middle, right? Remember to point that toe towards the ground, flex that foot. You got 10 seconds left, finishing round 3. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. And you'll notice that even me, I'm in decent shape and I'm doing my best to talk and move at the same time. But I'm a little bit winded. So even if you're not going hard on these combinations, which I'm not throwing them very hard, I'm only throwing a handful in each round so that I can kind of focus on teaching and instructing you guys. But if you do it right, you can get a great workout even from this. Obviously, it's not the same as hitting the bag, but it is a way for you to still work on your technique, a way for you to get your heart rate up, and then, kind of work on that energy system even, right? You have very low energy systems like a walk. You have high energy systems, a little bit more your carbohydrates and your aerobic when you go for runs, but there's stuff in the middle. And if you're not good in that middle, in that transition, if your energy, your fuel, your substrate, we call it your substrate usage goes from like fat immediately to carbs without kind of finding that gradual way in between, then, it's a good thing to kind of train in that medium place, kind of like we're doing together. Next combination, we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and sprawl as a drill. All right, so going 1, 2, 1, 2, sprawl. Round 4, we're just going to drill it out. 90 seconds in, I'll give you something different, all right? 1, 2, 1, 2, sprawl, come right back up. We do this in class. If you take my classes at either the Park Slope location or the Carroll Gardens location that we're at right now, we do this often, all right? 4 straight punches and a sprawl. Let's get that conditioning up. Now we're really trying to jack up the heart rate a little bit. Again, if you need to go at your own pace, go at your own pace. But hopefully you guys are taking this, with a little bit of pep and you're moving. You got 45 seconds to go-ish. Maybe a little bit more. Keep it up, keep it up. Again, you're throwing 4 straight punches and then you're going immediately into a sprawl. Remember, when we sprawl, we're not flopping our legs, right? We're driving our hands to the ground, driving our hips to the ground. So from here, I'm driving, and then I'm putting my hands down, and I'm driving my hips and my shoulders, my hips and my knees back. And then hopefully, if you can kind of hop right back up to your feet into your fighting stance. All right? Let's keep this up for another 26 seconds. All right, let's go. After that, we're just going to kind of hop on either side, doing high checks, as if we're checking kicks to the ribs, okay? Got 14 seconds to go. Make sure you breathe. All right, we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I just want checks with that front leg, just here. Hop on that back foot. Good, don't crunch into it, right? Boom, bang, bang. And get that knee up high, because if you're checking this high, you're not checking a leg kick, because you don't want to get kicked in the ankle low. You're checking a body kick. If they're trying to kick you here, you can bring that leg super high. There's other things we can do, catch it, sweep it around. But again, you can also check very high. Continue. We're going to go 45 seconds on that lead leg. We'll go 45 seconds on that rear leg. All right. So this should be a little bit challenging, but do the best that you can, as always. You heard my thing at the beginning. Standard message I always give. Do what you can. Go at your own pace. Safety is always #1 priority. But that said, let's try to work. All right. We're switching legs in 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Last 45 seconds from here. 45 seconds checking with the back leg now. Just trying to build a little bit of plyometricity. Is that a word? A little speed, a little springiness in the hips, in the adductor muscles, the flexors up here, the stomach, all of that, right? And again, you're going high with it. So you don't want to check low. If you're checking a leg kick, you're checking low. So you're going with the top of your tibia. If you're going high, you're trying to put the top of your tibia, protecting your ribs, because that's where you think the kick's coming. All right? You got 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's the bell, right on the finger point. All right? Let's do another combination now, going into round number 5. So let's start a little bit closer. Let's imagine that we're kind of close to our opponent. All right, so I'll demonstrate it over here on the bag. So maybe we're going to throw a couple uppercuts, try to turn that into some knees and elbows, right? So let's throw 1, 2 uppercuts to the body and then a hook to the face. Let's bring back that roll, all right? So let's go uppercut, uppercut, hook. Let's roll back. Let's throw 2 hooks to the face, and then let's just throw another big knee off to the side. We're not going to do more than that, but I want the energy to be a little bit different here. I want you to be a little bit kind of fast and a flurry, fast and furious, fast flurry on the inside. Come back. I want you to not be wild, but be, a little bit more aggressive with these big, fast whipping hooks to the face. Pop, pop. When I say whipping, I don't mean all the way out here, but fast. And then if you're on a bag, boom, you can kind of jump in almost with a flying knee, or just get comfortable pulling them in for a knee. There's a round right there. So again, we're going to go hook, 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 roll out, hook, hook again. All right, so 2 hooks to the body, hook to the face. I roll out, big, big hook to the face, and then bang, drive that knee. This is one knee where I will accept, or I'll say that it's okay to kind of land forward a little bit, because if you can, bang, I want you to kind of almost throw a knee. I want you to imagine that you've gotten them in some kind of clinch position, or you've held on to them, and you're just almost diving in, driving that knee to their ribs, okay? So from here, I'm in close, right? Hook, hook, body, uppercut, uppercut, hook. I roll 2 big hooks again. Notice I'm being very loose and relaxed when I throw them, right? Bang, bang. So you're not whipping your arm the way I just did, but I want you to focus on throwing very quick hooks to the face, and then bang, driving that knee towards their hip. It's really just boom. I want you to get comfortable. Imagine holding them and really launching bang, that knee into them. All right? So from here, again, uppercut, uppercut, hook, roll, hook, hook, bang, drive that knee. Start up again, hands up. And then you can even do a little bit more advanced if you want to throw that knee and then work in, right? Like you're up here, you're up high, driving the hips forward, drive a few more knees, right? Throw them to the side, post out, start again. Feel free to add a little bit to it. But for the rest of us, for the more beginner and intermediate people, maybe you're just learning this for the first time, I want you to throw that combination, get out, get your hands back up. All right, so again, uppercut, uppercut, hook, I roll out, bang, bang, hook, knee, right? I'm hoping that they pick their hands up a little bit for these kind of, I keep saying wild. I don't mean that you're not going to control, but I want them to feel fear, that this isn't just some very, well thought out, even though it is, it should feel like very aggressive, pop, pop, on the bag, and then that gets them believing that you're really going to land. They're going to pick up their hands, and then opens up the ribs on the near side, right, on their front hand, assuming that they're standing with the same foot forward. Righty fighting a righty, or a lefty fighting a lefty. Bang. All right. So again, uppercut, 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 hook, right? Rear arm, lead arm, rear arm for that hook. I roll back, reach, come back in with that knee. All right, you got 30 seconds. Keep moving it like that. We're finishing round 5 right now. So it's 2 uppercuts to the body and then to the head, right? Body, body, head. I roll out. I throw those 2 hooks to the head, and then I drive that rear knee into those ribs, off to the side, all right? Again, picking their hands up to the side might mean that they open up in the middle too. In the moment, you might try that, but maybe they're one of these people right here that like to do this, and then they expose the ribs, and then there it is. That's the end of the round, all right? 1 minute, take a breather. As always, I say, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hopefully this is all making sense to you so far. We got 4 more rounds, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 is always going to be, like we do, a freestyle round. So let's do 2 more combinations. We'll do another drill round, and then in 9 we'll open it up to freestyle. You guys do whatever you want there. Try to incorporate what we do in class. It's a standard setup that we do. All right, for the next combination, let's throw some more kicks back into here. So let's throw that knee, and then I want you to switch into a lead knee, both straight down the middle, all right? So you're gonna throw a teep, short switch, I throw that knee, cross, elbow, uppercut, all right? So from here, I'm gonna teep, plant my foot, I switch my feet, not a big movement, very subtle. I drive that knee, I step down, cross, I step in, elbow, and then a tight uppercut at the end. Let's see what you got. So from here, again, I'm in my fighting stance. I throw that teep, I plant my foot, I switch, I throw that knee, I land, cross, I step in, elbow, and then that lead uppercut. Now as I do that, notice everything's kind of right down the middle. Sometimes your combination is really just about kind of pressuring the person forward, right? Keeping them in a straight line. You might notice after I do all this, right? I threw that uppercut, but now that I've thrown 4 or 5 strikes right down the middle, it might be very much here, trying to block down the middle. So now I've opened up the sides, maybe to hit, if I want to follow up this combination with another combination that throws hooks and then kind of whipping round kicks to the outside, that might be very effective because now they've spent the last 3 or 4 strikes blocking right down the middle, right? I throw that teep, I throw that knee, cross, and then the uppercut, cross, elbow, and the uppercut, right? So for the most part, except for that elbow, everything's kind of going down the middle. So it kind of trains them to say, okay, I got to block down the middle. And now what's exposed? The face, the leg, all these other things. So anytime you're fighting, you want to think of, obviously good technique, but how useful can that technique be? Or how much more useful can you make good technique by having also good strategy, right? So for this combination, we're going right down the middle with everything, pressuring them back, giving them a reason to kind of block down the middle, and then maybe later on we can hit them to the sides, right? So again, the combination from here, I'm going to throw that teep. I stop, I put my foot down, I switch knee, cross, I step in, elbow, and a tight uppercut. Remember, a lot of people don't have very long arms, so most people don't have super long arms. So if I throw my cross, I'm probably going to have to step in with my elbow as well, unless they stand right in front of me and I throw a short cross. So this is one range, but now my arm is half as long. So I throw that cross. Now I'm going to have to step in to make sure that elbow reaches the same range. And then once I'm there, I throw that elbow. Hopefully I'm right on top of them, and I don't have to throw a long uppercut. If I throw this elbow, maybe they're still right here. That's where their chin is. If I need to, bang, I just reach a little bit more with that uppercut at the end. All right? Got 1 minute to go. So let's do it at an angle here. So teep, switch knee, cross, elbow, uppercut. Right? From here, I'm going to throw that teep, switch knee, cross, elbow, uppercut. All right. Again, I'm right here. I'm going to throw that teep, switch knee, cross, elbow, uppercut. And again, I'm keeping it loose just so that I can, maintain my energy while I teach. But put some energy in there, put some effort. That's 30 seconds right there, and see that you can do the best that you can to really maintain your stance. All the things I talk about all the time. Keeping those hands about eye level, elbows in front of your ribs, keeping your eyes down the middle, swiveling your shoulders around your spine and not swinging your body left to right too much, keeping the heels up off the ground. You got 10 seconds, finishing up round 6. Three, 2, 1, and time. Very good. So now let's say we did exactly what we just did, drove them to really protect down the middle. So now maybe we've opened the sides. So let's imagine that this next combination is coming right after the previous, right? Round 7's combo is coming directly after round 6. So we threw that last uppercut right here, right? So we don't typically do this. We'll start a round or start a combination with the round kick because you want to set them up. If you don't set up the kick, so there's a good chance you can get checked. But again, let's assume that we've just set them up with a flurry of strikes. So we're going to start round kick, right? We're going to come back in for another round kick. Now I want uppercut, hook, hook, and then now end with that switch knee. All right, so we're going to still end with the knee at the end. All right, so we're going to go round kick, bring it back, another round kick, lead uppercut, hook, hook. Hopefully they've kind of maintained their position, and as they start to move back, we're going to switch, and I want you to drive forward with that knee at the end. All right, we're starting in 3, 2, 1. That's round 7. Okay, so round kick, right? Round kick again. As that leg comes back, drive that uppercut right up the middle. Uppercut, hook, hook, and then from here, boom, switch. Throw that lead knee right down the middle. Hopefully you've gotten them to open up their arms a little bit with these kind of big hooks. Hook, hook, their arms are maybe here protecting or up, and now the middle of their body's exposed. And then that's when you're going to drive that lead knee right down the middle, all right? So from here, we have our hands up. So boom, round kick, bang, round kick, up, hook, hook, switch knee. Again, follow up with more stuff. If you're more advanced or you feel comfortable with the combination, you can keep going, continue with it right down the line. All right. We are 45 seconds in. Let's keep it up. 2:15 to go. Finish in this round. So again, I'm gonna throw that round kick. Now remember, the last thing we threw here was the elbow and the uppercut. That was in round 6. So elbow, uppercut. So now imagine, come right after it. Round kick again. Uppercut, hook, hook, bang, switch knee. Typically, I want you to step forward, but I know if I go forward, I'm probably going to cut myself off, as I'm sure I've done much throughout this video. I'm trying to get used to this new filming area down here. I haven't perfected it, but I promise I'll try to keep making it better. All right, not even try. I'm going to make it better little by little. So from here, working my space. I'm in this position. I throw that round kick. 1, right? 2, uppercut, hook, hook, switch, lead knee. And typically I end with knee sometimes too, but I feel like I'm always kind of following up with something. And that could also be a practice of me when I'm sparring. I'm not throwing too many knees. I'm just not doing that level of sparring right now. And typically after that, people are moving back, so I'm not holding them in for the clinch. And once they move back, I'll kind of follow up with hands. So if you see me very naturally throw hands after my knees, it just has to do with the style of sparring that I'm doing right now. It's very usable in a fight, but it depends. Some people like to clinch up and hold you there, so you're not going to be able to follow up with hands. Some people try to back up away with those knees, and as they do so, boom, boom, there go those hands directly to their face, right? So from here, again, through the combination, I'm going to throw that round kick, right? I'm going to throw that round kick again, uppercut, hook, hook, bang. All right, let's go. Move it around. You got 35 seconds to go, approaching the end of the round. Moving. I'll throw it one more time. You guys on your own, see if you can kind of put a little heat on it for the last 30 seconds. All right, so roundhouse, uppercut, hook, hook, drive that knee. Pop, pop, pop. So natural for me to throw that cross, uppercut, hook, uppercut, hook, whatever. It's just, it's part of my fighting style. So if we have a spar, you guys know how I move now. You can use it as you download information. This is study and tape, how Coach Vinny likes to throw combinations. 3, 2, 1. There's that round. Good. Take a deep breath. Remember, this next round, round 8, is going to be a conditioning round. We're going to do the exact same thing we did before, all right? We're not making it complicated. We're going to throw 4 straight punches, and then we're going to sprawl. That'll be the first 90 seconds. And then we'll, this time, for the last 90 seconds, rather than do just the left leg or just the right leg alone, we'll alternate. Bang. Check, 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 check. There's some discussion about whether you check with your foot loose or your toe down, or you check with your foot flexed. I was taught with the foot flexed. I think that's better. However your dojo, however your studio, your crew, your sensei, whoever teaches you, they probably have their own philosophy. Go with them. If you like the way I teach it, you're welcome to do it my way. I would say try both ways, see what works for you. I like flexing the foot because it flexes the anterior tibialis. I think it gives you a little bit more meat here to block with. All right, 4 straight punches and a sprawl. There it is. Let's go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sprawl down. All right, you guys go for it. And you should not be making too much noise when you do this. It shouldn't be a loud, floppy, kind of over excessive movement, right? It should be very smooth. You got neighbors downstairs. What makes me think is that you're doing this at home. You're in your apartment. If you're doing it right, the neighbors downstairs shouldn't hear. You shouldn't hear smacking into the ground, because what you should be able to do is learn how to kind of catch your weight and slide your feet back so that you almost distribute the energy to the ground and have it go out towards your hands and back towards your feet. All right, you're not flopping onto the ground. I see people do that sometimes. Again, almost as an over-exaggeration of trying to get their hips and their knees away from their opponent, but it should be smooth. And the smoother it is, the more control you'll have over it, all right? So remember, you're going hands and hips to the ground after the 4 straight punches. You got about 35 seconds to go. And then from that, we'll go right back into checking both sides. You want to look at both of these drills as being defensive drills, right? As strikers, I've said this in past videos, I say this in my classes, our advantage is on the feet. So we want to keep the fight on the feet, on our feet. Once we get to the ground, we don't have training down there, unless you do that on your own. But as strikers, that's not where our advantage is. We want to keep on the feet. So we sprawl in order to stay on our feet where we can strike. Once we're on the ground, it's a whole nother thing. And our best defense is to sprawl and keep the fight up here. All right? Now we're going to the checks, both sides. Here, here. Boom. You can just march it. You can hop. but I don't want you leaning into them. I want you holding your position, check, 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 all right? Now, even if you decide to do the check to the inside of the elbow as opposed to the outside, I learned the old school way, which is knee to the outside. More current is knee on the inside. I have my thoughts on that. It's not what this video is about, but your knee should still go to a little bit of an angle. So it's not here and here. You're not the Rockettes. Your hands are still here. You're going to bring your knee up. Same position it is when you're holding your fighting stance, and this knee comes up the same way, right? Boom, right by your elbow, if not knee to elbow right there. So you want to make sure that you hold yourself there and you're not just driving knees to the front. If they throw a kick here and I throw the knee here, they're still going to hit me. I got to block here. They try to kick me in the ribs, and I bring my knee forward as opposed to out to the side a little bit, right where my leg usually is. You're going to still land me in the ribs. All right, you got 30 seconds. Keep it up. Left, right, or right, left, depending how you stand. All right, both sides of the body. And again, if you were hopping before, you're losing a little bit of your energy, just march it. Bang, 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 bang. All right, let's go. Last 10 seconds. All right, keep it up. Good way to, focus on your breathing, focus on your conditioning. Make sure that you can do the moves correctly, but you can do them many times in a row. And time. Great work. So we got one last round. What I'd like you to do is try to think of some of the combinations we did before. If you remember them, execute them again, right? Try to mix up the movements, right? We threw some teeps. We threw some switch knees. We threw that uppercut elbow. We threw a more standard round elbow right here, right? We rolled back a bunch of times, right? We rolled out of some of those combinations. So see if you can incorporate some of those things. See if you can perfect them. And to the best of your ability, for those last 3 minutes of the workout part of the class, put some energy into it, right? Try to test yourself, try to challenge yourself to see what can I do at a higher pace, right? So it's good to practice at a controlled pace, at a controlled intensity, but we need to be aware of what our body is capable of and what it feels like in our body to really gun it sometimes. So if you can, try to gun it a little bit now, see what it feels like to really throw with some intensity, and let's mix it up for the last 3 minutes. In 3, 2, 1. There you go. 3 minutes. Give me some freestyle shadow boxing, right? And try to mix up the combinations. Try to mix up your strikes. I'm just going to talk you through it. Give you some room to do what you do. Hopefully you're playing music in the background so it's not just me yapping away. I think it's one of the reasons I talk so much in my classes because I do like to instruct. I like to offer as much instruction, as much information, philosophy as possible. But I also don't like quiet. I don't like not hearing anything. I'm a New Yorker, so I'm used to some kind of buzz in the background. So if I'm not playing music, because I want you to be able to have your own track at home, then this makes it a little bit tough. I got to fill the space with something. In the meantime, it's going to be my voice. Hopefully, if you are this many classes into it, 11, 12, whatever we're on right now, you've gotten used to it and you don't mind hearing me talk so much. All right, again, we got 2 minutes left. This is round 9. Remember, all the things I say throughout class and throughout training, knuckles up, eye level, everything you're doing should still start from here. Elbows in front of your ribs, protecting your ribs. Slight bend in the knees. You can adopt a little bit more of a narrow Muay Thai stance, a little bit wider of a boxing or MMA stance. You can do both, right? I can be here. I start my combination. Maybe I shorten it up to throw some teeps, right? Checks. And then I come back in. And then when I'm ready, come back to a boxing or to an MMA boxing stance, wrestling stance. If you're someone that has a grappling background, you got just under 90 seconds to go. So keep it up. Yeah, someone that has a grappling background, feel free to throw some shoots in there, right? Knee drags, whatever it is, arm drags, right? Kind of add that into your repertoire. I don't do a lot of that in class because I feel like some of that stuff is a little bit difficult to train or at least teach without a partner, right? If you already know it though, seeing it on video is just a reminder of what to do. But feel free to add that in for the last 55 seconds of this freestyle round, all right? All my jits friends, all my judo and grappling friends, feel free to add that stuff in there. You know what to do. One day, 5, 6 years down the line, maybe I get my black belt, then I'll start adding some more of that information, some more of that instruction to my classes. 30 seconds. We're right now in, if you watch this at a later time, we're in January of 2023, and I'm a 3-tip blue belt, so I'm still working my way there. The things I can teach, I'll teach, but it's very, very few things, if anything. I understand my pecking order in the hierarchy of martial arts and jiu-jitsu in particular. Last 8 seconds, gang. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Double bell finishes off. Great work. Thanks for coming through. Stick around for the stretch and the cool down. So just like we did at the beginning to warm up, we're going to use the same shadow boxing to cool down. And you'll see that I'm staying very relaxed, very light. The idea here is to just cool down our body, slow down our heart rate, slow down our breathing, and to keep our muscles from tensing up after what was hopefully a challenging workout. We can keep the movement simple and straightforward. You can see I'm throwing very fundamental strikes, jabs, crosses, a little bit of defense, knees, round kicks. Because again, just the way we used our entire body for the workout, we want to make sure we cool down our entire body at the end. I'm also making use of my space, stepping forward, stepping back, moving to my right, moving to my left, making sure that I involve as many of my limbs and as much of my movement and range of motion as possible to just slowly bring myself down back to zero, back to a relaxed post-workout state. Remember to stay breathing throughout, and again, keep it simple. And finally, for the stretch, keep your feet wider than your shoulders, and let's reach down for our toes. Try to keep the legs straight, stretch through the back of the legs. You can reach over to one side and then to the other, nice and loose. And then when we can, let's put a little bend in the knees, get your body a little bit lower, let your head get heavy, and feel that stretch in your lower back. When you're ready, we're going to bring the butt all the way down, put those elbows on those knees, stretching the knees to the outside, getting a stretch on the inside of the legs. Flatten out your feet if you can. You can extend one leg, get a stretch on the bottom and the inside of that leg, and then we'll switch to the other side doing the same thing. Just trying to get a stretch laterally on the insides of the legs. When you're ready, let's sit back up, drag those hands to your hips, and give me hip rotations to one side. Really push out on the outsides, behind and forward. And then let's start going back the other way. Big circles. Feel the push out on the hips as you do so. From here, we'll lean to one side, pull the ankle towards your back. Keep the knees together, stretch the quad. Switch to the other side, same thing, keeping the knees together, stretching that quad. And then we'll place both feet on the ground and twist our upper back, getting that stretch in that mid-back. From here, let's pull the hands back behind yourself, stretch out the chest, chin to the ceiling, extend the arms. Put the wrists on the lower back, elbows forward, chin down to the ground, stretch the rotator cuffs. Chest in. You can take one arm, put it to the side, pull on the back of the shoulder, and give me circles in the wrist. Let's switch, do the same thing to the other side, stretching the back of the arm and giving some mobility and circles in the wrist. Pull the arm over the top of your head, pull on the elbow, and just lean lightly to one side, stretching the spine, switching, going lightly and slowly to the other side, staying in a straight line as you do it. And then we'll come back up to the middle, relax the shoulders, and then pull the head gently to one side. Switch gently to the other side, again, keeping the shoulders relaxed throughout. Chin to your shoulder, chin to your other shoulder, chin to your chest, and time. Very good. Let's finish with the deep bow. We're going to go knees on the ground. Think of something that you're grateful for. Think of something we did in class, and let's meditate on that just for a few breaths down here at the bottom. Us. Take another deep breath in, and exhale as you come out. Great work. Thanks for coming through. We'll see you soon.